Fine. So I'll start off the training session today. We are going to start off the session. First of all, I would like to go to the edureka.co, that is website, and see whether you are able to see the course contents completely or not, because that is very important part. You have to see the course content from the edureka site, and from there we will move forward. You are able to see the website completely? Let me give you my introduction. My name is Abhay Agrawal, and I have been into IT industry for almost 13 years now. I started my career from Tata Teleservices, and from there I joined various organizations. I worked in American Express for 2 years time. I worked on SaaS platform, on the mainframes, on the Unix platform, and later on I joined IBM. I worked there as system analyst and then business analyst, and the primary I worked as a trainer over there on the Unix and shell scripting part. Apart from that, I was a PMP trainer as well. I cleared PMP when I was there with IBM. Later on, I joined GE Capital in Jackies Analytics. I worked there for almost a year's time. Then I joined HSBC Bank as assistant manager, and there I was working for data warehousing part and Unix shell scripting. Then a few more organizations I worked with, and later on I became a trainer on the Unix platform as well as project management and SAS, that is a data warehousing tool. So I have a diverse experience of 13 years on all the flavors of Unix. I worked on Red Hat Linux, Unix, AIX, HPUX, Solaris, and I've been into a part of training curriculum with edureka for quite some time. Recently I've joined edureka. But apart from that, I worked as a trainer for various organizations. I worked for IBM as a trainer, corporate trainer. In HCL, I was corporate trainer. And presently, I'm imparting training to various organizations. My core skill set is Unix, shell scripting, Unix administration, SAS, and other tools which are there in the Hyperion, SBase, Ab initio. So these are my tools. Apart from that, like on the personal front, I've got my wife and one kid, and I'm staying in India. And this is the WebEx session. We are completely going to understand how it actually works. I'll make you sure that you understand Unix completely. I just want to understand your expectations from the training session. What is your experience? And why you are taking this Unix session? What is the basic need of it? I just want to understand these things. As it is not an interactive session, so your mic is not working properly, so I think it will be tough time for you to write down everything. But I'll not ask a lot of questions. So, okay, Kolkata, fine, good. So Unix is pretty new to you. I understand that. Did you ever see the Unix platform, a console or a screen or any hands-on or any tool? Anytime did you have any experience of looking into it? Okay, great. So you worked on Putty. That's good. So you have a pretty what you call as a basic idea of how Unix works, and you have seen the screen of it. Fine. I'll give you a complete idea once the training is over. So you'll come to know a lot of things. Okay. So any questions up till now? You want to ask anything? Then we'll start off. Okay, great. So let's start off. First of all, you need to log into the edureka site, and from there you need to go to the course content, which is displaying on my screen right now. If you can see my screen, there is a comprehensive Unix shell scripting, and below this you are going to understand what all modules we are going to cover and how it is going to move forward. The understanding of this site is very important, so that in future times, whenever you want to work on Unix or you want to understand somewhat you want to refresh your contents, then you can always visit here and take the help from here. So how it works, this is the online course, that is instructor-led live and interactive session. I am instructor here, so I'll be taking you to the live session, that is the interactive session of Unix shell scripting training program. This course contains 30 hours of practical work. So we'll be covering 3 hours on the Saturdays and Sundays, and this is a program of 6 hours a week. And then on the next week, next Saturday, Sunday, we are going to cover another 3 hours. And end of the session, there will be a practical work which you are going to work on that, and you need to complete that project. And you can have a 24/7 technical support, as you can see from our help team, from the help desk. They're going to assist you in any problems, technical issues, or like the similar kind of sound issue you are having right now. You can always check with the support team. On the technical part, on the Unix training part, if you find anything missing or you want your questions to be solved, then you can always go to the technical site. End of the training, you'll be having a project which you need to solve, and you'll get a verifiable certificate which will be having a value for you. Now coming to the course content, we are going to cover the presentation for the module 1. Module 1, I'll tell you what exactly it is. This module is going to be an overview of Unix operating system. You will come to know what is Unix operating system, how it works, why it was built, when it was built. All these questions will be solved to you. It is going to have architecture, directory structure, command usage, some pretty basics of Unix operating system. Then we'll have a quiz part. You need to take the quiz on the basis of the module 1 understanding. Then you have an assignment which you can download it and complete it. You have an assignment solution here as well on the site, but I would always recommend you never to use the assignment solution. First of all, you need to complete the assignment and check what exactly it is. And I would never recommend you to go for the assignment solution instantly once you take the assignment. Have a pretty good understanding of the assignment, complete it off from your end. If you have any queries, search the net, try to complete it, and then see the solution. Then for the next session tomorrow, we have a pre-work. There will be a quite a few underlining points which you need to work on for the module 2, which we are going to take tomorrow. Okay. As far as up till now, it is good. Shall we move ahead? You need to click on the presentations. This is available to you as well, but you don't have to open it right now. I'll be showing it here. How this actually works, this training program is going to work. You have got an experienced instructor, that is me, in front of you. So you are going to ask, you can ask any number of questions if you want to have from me. This is a live online class. I'm taking the live session for you. In this class, you can ask questions from this PPT or any other questions, but generally when we have interactive sessions, when people can speak, I would always recommend them to keep themselves mute. Once we have a breaks, you can put down all the queries in the question panel, and then I'll answer them one by one. This is for the better understanding of all the candidates who are present in the class. Then you have to take a feedback survey about how was the training, how did you feel about that. There's always a 24/7 support which you are going to get. Any type of queries regarding system, regarding Unix configuration, it's not working, or any technical issues, you can always come back and ask 24/7 support. Let me show you the support from where you can get from edureka website. If you go, I'll just show it to you. From the edureka website, there is a support button from here. On the top of the screen, there is a support button. Okay, so from there you can always go to the support and ask. Once you click on the support, you have to select the course and then select the category, what type of question you are having, and then you can type on the query that you are having and then move ahead. Okay, you can always put in your query, whatever the question you are having, and then you can get the feedback from a support team. Okay, coming back to that. So you'll be having a class recording loaded there. Once the class is over, the recording will be uploaded there. You can always listen to that recording offline. There will be module-wise assignments which will be given to you. You will be getting assignments on every end of the module, and then you need to do that. End of all the modules, you will be getting the project work which you need to complete. And once you complete the project work up to our satisfaction level, you will be getting a verifiable certificate. You can download the app of this on your mobile, on any Android mobile, and see it whenever you have time. Okay, so How to join the class? You already joined it. Step 1, you need to use your credentials of LMS, that is Learning Management System. Then you can click on My Course. You go to the course and then join the class. You already joined it, so you know this very well. Okay, there are total of 10 modules which we are going to cover. On every module is of 3 hours time. The first module we are working on, the time is 8 to 11 p.m. So we are going to cover fundamentals of Unix here. Tomorrow we are going to cover general utility commands. Next module will be files and directories, how Unix is handling the files, what do you mean by directory in Unix. In Windows operating system, there is a different meaning of file and directories, but in Unix it is different. So we'll explain that. In module 4, you will be handling ordinary files and the filters. In module 5, file attributes and networking. File attributes means what permissions the files are having, read permission, write permission, execute permissions. These file attributes and networking things you are going to understand in module 5. Module 6 will be the editor. There are 3 types of editor in Unix, VI, ED and EX, but the VI editor is the most popular one, so we'll be working on that. It is available in all the flavors of Unix. Let it be HPUX, let it be Solaris, let it be Red Hat Linux. So VI editor is the most popular one. We'll cover that. In module 7, we will be entering to the shell script. Entering to the shell script means how to write the shell script and make it executable. Shell script is basically a small program for automating a small task. Like if you have any understanding of C language or C++, Java you already know. So programming, you know what it is. So in Unix also we can do programming, and that programming part is called a shell script. In module 8, we will be covering shell script operation. How actually shell script works, how it executes. Is it a compiled based? It is an interpreted mode. So this terminology, I believe you understand what you mean by interpreter, what you mean by compiler. Do you understand this terminology, what I'm using right now? Are you able to understand what you mean by compiler, what you mean by interpreter? Okay, great, great. So you have understanding of these things. So now coming to the site. So shell programming is going to be the very good thing for you to work on for your professional career, because once you work on Unix, a lot of tasks you do on the regular basis, like cleaning up the files, creating up the backups, moving the files, copying new files, removing some of them. On the daily basis, you need to do work. The shell script are very handy in that they make your work very easy, and you can automate a lot of tasks in your daily life once you're working. And last module will be the project work, which you will be completing, and after that you will be getting the certifications. Okay, what are the objectives of this course? By the end of this module, you will be able to understand what is Unix operating system, features of Unix, why we use Unix, why most of the corporates today are using Unix, why not Windows, or why not other operating systems. Unix versus Windows, what are the differences? Unix versus DOS operating system. Do you know DOS? What exactly DOS is? Any idea what is DOS? Command, can you be a bit elaborative? What is a DOS operating system, what it is? It's a product of which company? Okay, great. So DOS, the meaning of DOS is disk operating system. Disk operating system is one of the oldest systems. When Windows actually got incorporated, they use the DOS operating system. Nowadays also, if you want to see the DOS operating system in your Windows machine, do you have any idea how to see the DOS operating system on your Windows machine? How to have a flare of it? Yeah, CMD is there, but you are working on Linux machine right now, but on Windows machine also. Windows machine, once you click on the start button and once you write on the run, once you click on run, I'll show it to you how it exactly looks like. Once you click on start button and then you write, see, this window which is opening right now is a disk operating system window. Okay. So this window is a disk operating system window. Here we can write different commands, like dir is one command where we are going to see what all directories and files are there in the file system. Okay, so this is a flare of DOS, but nowadays we are using Windows, so we are hardly using DOS. So we will be covering the difference between Unix and the disk operating system. The different flavors of Unix we are going to cover. Flavors of Unix means there are different companies who have made Unix. Sun has made different one, Red Hat made different one, IBM made different one. Some open source is also there in the market. So we'll be covering that. Unix system architecture, how files are organized, how a system is organized. So we are going to cover the architecture. File system layout in Unix, how files are laid out, how we called as this is a file, this is a directory, how you'll come to know whether it's a file or a directory. Unix command usage, there are n number of commands, thousands of commands are there in the Unix which are going to be used on the regular basis, but hardly 20 to 30 you use on the regular basis, but there are thousands of commands. Unix directory structure hierarchy, how we organize it. Next is advantages and disadvantages of Unix operating system, why we use it, why we don't use it, and then accessing Unix server, how to access the Unix server. Any questions up till now? Anything you want clarification in the objectives part? Okay, great. Moving forward, I'll tell you one thing which I missed in the beginning. We'll be taking a short breaks after every 45 minutes or so. You can, it will be good if you can take a paper and a pen and you write down what all queries you are having right now. And once we start off with everything, once I'll ask you to ask the questions, you can go ahead and ask all the questions in one go. So it will be good for you if you take a paper and a pen there with you and write down all the things which are coming in your mind. What is operating system? You are an IT guy, so you understand what is operating system. Still, I'm going to explain it to you. Operating system is a set of program which acts as an interface between user and a computer hardware. I'll tell you in a layman's language. Let's say I understand Hindi, right? And you understand English. How we can communicate? We need some middleman who understands English and Hindi both. Then only we can communicate properly or easily. Operating system is the same guy. He understands one language, that is hardware, what hardware is speaking. He understands what I am speaking. So it is an interaction between a hardware and a user in the layman terms. So operating system is a set of programs. Set of programs means a programs written for the machine level language or a low level language, and it interacts with the hardware and tells the user what to do and what not to do, and user is going to instruct the operating system what to do, what not to do. So operating system is acting as an interface between a user and the computer hardware. It is the heart of any machine software and provides an environment in which user can execute program. So it provides an environment where user can execute anything. Like on the Linux operating system, you can hear music, you can see video, you can work on the browser, you can chat with somebody, all together because of the operating system. In other words, it's a low-level software which manages hardware by controlling the execution of all kinds of programs. So it's a software which is going to manage all your hardware resources. All your hardware resources are like dongle, like your pen drive, like your disk scanner, printer, RAM, all the things it is going to handle. An operating system controls the allocation of resources and service such as memory, processors, devices, information, etc. So operating system is actually allocating the resources. Like suppose you are listening music, you don't want to listen in an interactive or what you call as disturbing mode. Once you play the music, you want your music to continue. At the same time, you want to work on some document and you want to read some document. So parallelly, music is also going on and document also you are reading. So allocation of resources, it works in an intelligent manner that nothing gets stopped. OS supports a computer basic function such as scheduling tasks, controlling peripherals, etc. What do you mean by scheduling task? Any idea what do you mean by scheduling task? Okay, good. I'll explain it again here. Scheduling task means once, suppose you are going for a vacation and you want your Unix server to deliver some mail to some XYZ guy on third day after you go for a vacation, or you want your printer to print some 1,000 pages once you are on vacation after 4 days. So this kind of scheduling is there in the Unix. There is a facility called Contd. We are going to explain that, where you can schedule the task not only for a week's time, not only for a day's time, not only for month's time. You can schedule tasks even after 4 years. Even after 4 years on the server, what is going to execute? Suppose you wrote any shell script and you want after 4 years my script should execute. So if this provided the server is same, the script is there on the right path, it has not been formatted, your script is going to run after 4 years. So that too, even powerful facility, not only 4 years, 10 years, 20 years. So you can schedule the task up to any level, even after a minute, what needs to be executed on the Unix platform. It is so powerful. Controlling peripherals means the devices which are attached to your machine, you can control that. Yep. Task executed on a specific time duration, great. So this is actually scheduling, great. Coming back to this, the mostly used DOS operating system are DOS, Microsoft Windows, Mac OS, Linux UX. So these are the most commonly used operating system, but nowadays you can see Windows are quite popular for the desktop versions, but mostly corporates, almost like 60 to 70% or 80% corporates are working on Linux or Unix, and Unix also AIX platform. So that is very important tool. If you have a good understanding about the Unix, you will come to know that your life will be very easy in scheduling of the things, because most of the things get executed on Unix. Like that's a corporate environment where everything or most of the things are stored on the Unix platform because of n number of uses we are going to cover. So it will have a great understanding of yours once you understand the Unix platform. Now coming to the next slide, Unix operating system, important functions of OS. What are the functions of OS operating system? Memory management, processor management, device management, file management, security, control over system performance, job scheduling, error detecting, coordination between user and other software. I'll explain in a brief one by one. Memory management means, what do you mean by memory? Memory means RAM in technical terms. Disk is also called as memory, but that's a secondary storage device. Memory management means once you switch on the system, data comes from a disk to the RAM first, and then from RAM it goes to the CPU. Why it goes to the RAM first? What is the need of RAM? RAM means random access memory. Why it is used? Because speed of RAM is almost compatible with the speed of CPU. Disk speed is very, very low as compared to RAM. And that is the reason data first come into RAM and then it moves to the CPU. You might have seen systems having big RAM. They are actually faster as compared to the system who are having less RAM. Reason being, they have a greater swap space. In technical terms, we call it as swap in, swap out. Once the data comes into RAM, it is called swap in. Once the data goes from RAM to the disk, it is called swap out. So operating system do this very intelligently. Suppose you open 10 programs, 10 times it has to do the swap in, swap out. Once it loads the program into the RAM, it goes to the CPU, it opens the program, then it swap out the program to the disk, and then again and again it's to the to and fro. So that is the reason once you open 10 to 12 programs all together, you might feel the system went slow because RAM is working heavily. So memory management thing is done by OS in that. OS is playing important role in memory management, in, swapping out, allocating the resources, giving the disk space, saving the file, moving the file, giving the particular registry number to that. So these are all memory management things we are going to cover. Important function of OS is processor management. Processor management means CPU. How CPU is working, how it is working on arithmetic and logical operations, how it is going to do the calculations, like dates. These are all processor management things. How much time has to be allocated for one process to execute. In Unix, you can control that as well. There's a nice command in Unix where you can control, okay, my process has to execute in a faster manner. Then you can use processor management technique in that. You can prioritize your program. My program has to execute faster on the server. You can prioritize that. If the administrator has given you the right, you can use that command as well. Now, file management. File management means how your files are going to be stored. What addresses they are going to contain, how many blocks they are going to use, how many sectors it is going to use, what is the size of the file, how file can be moved from one location to another, how to create the link, how to give the permission, read permission, write permission, execute permission. So these are all things you are going to cover in file management. Security is an important aspect of Unix operating system. That is the reason corporates are using it. In security, we'll understand the logging facility, how to log into the Unix terminal, how to give permissions to the files, so that other user cannot use it, or you can give the security level to that, read permission or write permission. You can encrypt your file as well in Unix. You can encrypt it in a manner that nobody can see it. You can tar it, untar it, zip it. All these things are there in the Unix. Control over system performance. You'll cover here how to control the system performance in terms of scheduling the task that I have already told you, crontab. How to control the system performance in terms of number of processes which are running in the system. Suppose there are 20 processes running and making a system slow, you can kill one of them by using the kill command in Unix. We'll cover that kill command. Now coming to job scheduling, that I've told you, crontab, you can schedule your job for the future. And you can do it not only one time. There is a facility of scheduling it 100 times. Suppose your job has to be executed every Thursday of the month. You can do that. Suppose you want your job to be executed every Thursday of second month, and that too after 3 years of gap. You can do that. So it has all the permutation combinations. You can use it for the job scheduling. Error detecting. Once you execute the program, if it throws any error, you can collect that, you can see that. You can find out the reason why system got crashed, what is the reason behind it. There's always a log file maintained. So administrators have a better error debugging techniques. They should understand better because they need to manage a lot of people. In your end, in shell scripting, we'll do the error detecting techniques, how to find out the errors in the shell scripts, how to reduce that, how to do the step-by-step execution. We'll see that. Coordination between users and other software. In operating system, another function is it interacts between the users and the software in a better manner. You have suppose 10 software installed in your machine. A user can execute all 10 of them in one go. So operating system is going to take care how to allocate resources to them. So these are the basic important functions of operating system. You need to understand all of them. There is a vast complete subject about every topic. If I talk about memory management, you will get a Bible in the market. What is memory management? So I've given you just a small overview of it. So I was discussing about the important functions of OS, that is memory management, process management, device management, file management, security, control over system performance, job scheduling, error detecting, coordination between users and other softwares. So I hope there is no problem in this. Let's move forward to the next slide. Okay, so Unix operating system, we have 3 layers. This is a overview of the operating system of Unix. So you can understand from here different aspects of it. We have a hardware, CPU, RAM, and input-output devices. So all the hardware devices like CPU, RAM, and input-output devices are controlled by operating system. You can see the down arrow key. So operating system is going to control all of them, all the hardware devices. Now we have a system software and the application software, which are actually handled by the operating system. So you can see the arrow key down, that is operating system is handling system software. System software means software which are meant to do the direct processing with the CPU, RAM, and input-output devices. They are software which actually instruct CPU what to do for RAM, what to do for input-output devices like printers, scanners. Application software are the software which are available in the market, which you install it in your machine, like the packages which you install in your machine, that is antiviruses are application software. The word processors are application softwares. So these are all interacting softwares with the operating system. Then there are users who are actually interacting with the software. So operating system, you can see, is acting as a middle layer between the hardware and the user. Okay, so OS is acting as a middle man between the user and the hardware. So this is going to the brief overview of what exactly operating system, how it actually works. Now, what is a Unix operating system? Unix is a multi-user, multitasking, multi-processing operating system. It is a command line interpreter. Okay, what do you mean by multi-user? Multi-user means there are n number of users can join the Unix operating system from the server. There are thousands of users who can work on the same machine, on the same server. So that is the reason it is called multi-user. Multitasking means multiple tasks you can execute at the same time. Like for example, if you're working on Windows, you can hear music, you can write down on the notepad, you can work on word processor, you can print some tasks. So these also is the capabilities of Unix operating system. You can do multitasking. Multi-processing operating system. What do you mean by multi-processing? Multiprocessing means multiple processes are getting executed at the same time. Multiple processes means suppose the program is very big and you want multiple CPUs to execute that. So you divide the program and execute it on the different machine. So that is called multiprocessing. So Unix has the power of doing that kind of stuff. It can execute the same program on different CPUs which are controlled by one system, and multiple processes can be executed. Another example is suppose you are working on some kind of a shell script. You execute your shell script at the same time you are printing your document. Then multiple processes are working on the Unix operating system, wherein you can do multiple things at the same time and via different processes. Unix operating system is developed by AT&T Bell Labs in 1969 by Ken Thompson and Dennis Ritchie. So any idea who is this guy? This guy is Dennis Ritchie, who actually created Unix operating system. Earlier, Unix was written in assembly language and originally spelled as Unix, UNICS, that is Uniplex Information Computing System or Service. Later on, it was written in C language and named as Unix, pronounced as YEW, Nix. The name Nix is derived from the name of a parent OS called Multics. So this is a brief history of Unix. Some Unix operating systems are open source and some are not. What do you mean by open source? Open source means the Unix operating system is available in the market free of cost. You can change the code, you can actually click on around the code and see it works as per your need. So that is called open source. It is available in the market without any cost. You can download the code, change the code as per your need, and then use it. Features of Unix. Unix is a multi-user. That is, more than one user can use the machine via terminals. Multitasking. Multiple programs can run at the same time, like you are listening music, you are working on WordPad, you are working on VEditor. At the same time, you are printing the command, printing any document. Multi-process. Each user can execute several processes simultaneously. As a user, you can execute multiple processes at the same time. Hierarchy structure. Unix directories are present like tree structure to support the organization and maintain of the files. So hierarchy structure is very important to understand. In Unix, all the files and directories are stored in a hierarchical manner. Like on the top hierarchy, there is a slash. Below that, there is a root. Below that, there is a different files or the directories. I'll show it in the later slides. Open system. Some of the Unix OS are open source, so user can modify Unix source code. So open source means once you get the code, you can tweak around it and make it as per your convenient code. You can change or add on some facility into it. Portability. It is the ability of a software that operates from one machine to another having different configuration. Okay, so Arka, you have joined it back again. I thought you left for the day, so I continued on. I talked to the support desk and they instructed me to continue with the training session. So I just want to understand slide number up to what you have missed. I'll go back so that I can cover quickly again. You were on which slide when you left? The slide number 7, did you cover that? Okay, 7 was running. Okay, fine. And if suppose you don't have any power backup, plan for the power backup tomorrow and make sure that you do not get disconnected. This is more of a theory. Okay, 7 was running. Okay, fine. And if suppose you don't have any power that, power backup, plan for the power backup tomorrow and make the slide number 7, did you slide when you left? Sure that you do not get disconnected. You were on which slide? This is more of a theory. Okay, 7 was running. Okay, fine. You don't have any power. And if suppose over that, power backup, plan for the power backup tomorrow and make slide number 7, did you cover quickly again? Sure that you do not get disconnected. This is more of a theory. You were on which? Okay, 7 was running. Okay, fine. You don't have any power. And if suppose over that, power backup, plan for the power backup tomorrow and make the slide number 7, did you cover quickly again? Sure that you do not get disconnected. This is more of a theory. Okay, 7. You were on which was running. Okay, fine. You don't have any power. And if suppose over that, power backup, plan for the power backup tomorrow and make the slide number 7, did you cover quickly again? Sure that you do not get disconnected. This is more of a theory. Okay, Okay, 7 was running. Okay, fine. And if suppose over that power backup, plan for the power backup tomorrow and make the slide number 7, did you cover quickly again? Show that you do not get disconnected. This is more of a theoretical. You don't have any power. Okay, 7. And if suppose was running, okay, fine. Our backup plan for the power over that. The slide number 7, did you cover backup tomorrow and make sure quickly again? Show that you do not get disconnected. You don't have any power. This is more of a theory. And if suppose, okay, 7, our backup plan for the power was running. Okay, fine. The slide number 7, did you cover that? Quickly again, power backup tomorrow and make sure that you do not get disconnected. You don't have any power. This is more of a theory. And if suppose, okay, 7 was running. Okay, fine. The slide number 7, did you cover that? Power backup plan for the power backup tomorrow and make sure that you do not get disconnected. You don't have any power. This is more of a theory. And if suppose, okay, 7 was running. Okay, fine. The slide number 7, did you cover that? Quickly again, power backup tomorrow and make power backup plan for the sure that you do not get disconnected. You don't have any power. And if suppose, this is more of a theory was running. Okay, fine. Okay, 7 over that. The slide number 7, did you cover backup tomorrow and make sure quickly again, show that you do not get disconnected. Our backup plan for the you don't have any power. And if suppose was running, okay, fine. This is more of a theory. Okay, 7 over that. The slide number 7, did you cover backup tomorrow and make sure quickly again. Our backup plan for the show that you do not get disconnected. And if suppose was running, okay, fine. This is more of a theory. Okay, 7 over that. You don't have any power backup tomorrow and make sure quickly again. Our backup plan for the show that you do not get disconnected. And if suppose was running, okay, fine. This is more of a theory. Okay, 7. The slide number 7, did you don't have any power quickly again. Power backup tomorrow and make our backup plan for the show that you do not get disconnected. And if suppose was running, okay, fine. This is more of a theory. Okay, 7. The slide number 7, did you don't have any power quickly again. Power backup tomorrow and make our backup plan for the show that you do not get disconnected. And if suppose was running, okay, fine. This is more of a theory. Okay, 7. The slide number 7, did you don't have any power quickly again. Power backup tomorrow and make sure that our backup plan for the show that you do not get disconnected. And if suppose this is more of a theory was running, okay, fine. The slide number 7, did you okay, 7 quickly again. Power backup tomorrow and make sure that our backup plan for the and if suppose show that you do not get disconnected. This is more of a theory was running, okay, fine. The slide number 7, did you okay, 7 quickly again. Our backup tomorrow and make our backup plan for the and if suppose show that you do not get disconnected over that. This is more of a theory was running, okay, fine. The slide number 7, did you okay, 7 quickly again. You don't have any power backup plan for the power backup tomorrow and make sure that you do not get disconnected. And if suppose this is more of a theory was running, okay, fine. The slide number 7, did you okay, 7 quickly again. Our backup plan for the you don't have any power backup tomorrow and make sure that you do not get disconnected. And if suppose this is more of a theory was running, okay, fine. The slide number 7, did you okay, 7 quickly again. Our backup plan for the you don't have any power backup tomorrow and make sure that you do not get disconnected. And if suppose this the slide number 7, did you okay, 7 quickly again. our backup plan for the parted our backup tomorrow and make sure you don't have any the slide number 7, did you okay 7 our backup plan for the power quickly again was running, okay, fine. Our backup tomorrow and make sure uh, this is more of a theory. You don't have any okay 7 the slide number 7, did you quickly again our backup plan for the power backup tomorrow and make sure was running, okay, fine. Uh, this is more of a theory. You don't have any okay 7 the slide number 7, did you quickly again our backup plan for the power was running, okay, fine. Uh, this is more of a theory. Our backup tomorrow and make you don't have any okay 7 the slide number 7, did you quickly again was running, okay, fine. Our backup plan for the parted this is more of a theory. Our backup tomorrow and make the slide number 7, did you quickly again was running, okay, fine. Our backup tomorrow and make this is more of a theory. Our backup plan for the the slide number 7, did you was running, okay, fine. Quickly again uh, this is more of a theory. Our backup tomorrow and make our backup plan for the was running, okay, fine. The slide number 7, did you quickly again this is more of a theory. Our backup tomorrow and make our backup plan for the was running, okay, fine. The slide number 7, did you uh, this is more of a theory. Quickly again our backup tomorrow and make was running, okay, fine. Uh, the slide number 7, did you this is more of a theory was running, okay, fine. Uh, this is more of a theory. The slide number 7, did you was running, okay, fine. Uh, this is more of a theory. The slide number 7, did you was running, okay, fine. Uh, the slide number 7, did you this is more of a theory was running, okay, fine. The slide number 7, did you this is more of a theory was running, okay, fine. The slide number 7, did you this is more of a theory was running, okay, fine. The slide number 7, did you this is more of a theory was running, okay, fine. The slide number 7, did you this is more of a theory the slide number 7, did you this is more of a theory was running, okay, fine. The slide number 7, did you this is more of a theory was running, okay, fine. This is more of a theory was running, okay, fine. The slide number 7, this is more of a theory The slide number 7, did you was running? Okay, fine. Interface like DOS, will you be able to see your Word doc? Great. Similarly, if you send any file from Unix, which is made on AIX, any file which you create, a script or a code or C language code or a Java code or anything which you create on the Unix platform can be accessible to any other flavors of Unix available in the market. Let it be Red Hat, let it be HPUX, Solaris. Anywhere you send the file from my AIX machine can be visible to any of the operating system installed in the market without any help of any application software. Am I clear your answer about portability? Okay, great. You can always ask questions, pop in once I'll ask you to ask the questions. You can write it down if you found any problem in that. We'll continue. I'll make sure that you understand the answer completely. Okay. Now coming to the next slide. Communication facility. Unix allows users to communicate among themselves by providing some information. You can send email from one server to another on the Unix platform or one user to another on the same server. Security is another aspect of Unix, which is system level security controlled by administrator and file level security controlled by owner. System level security means you cannot play around with your operating system files. System administrator can control the permissions on the files that no user can tweak with that, right? File level security means the files which you create, you can always set the permissions that other person should read it, write it, or execute it. So these are two levels of security, system level and file level. Tools and utilities support a large number of tool libraries for the software development aid. Okay, there are different tools in Unix. You might have heard of name AWK. You can write down on the paper AWK. Another is SED. They are the very good tools for the text editing in Unix. We'll not be covering in the basic part. It is covered in the advanced shell scripting training, where I'll train people how to use these two tools, SED and awk. Piping is another concept in Unix, wherein one output of command can be the input of another command. We'll see it in the scripting part also. We'll see it in the commanding part also. Output of one command can act as an input to another. Help facility is there in the Unix. You can type man and you will see the help of any command. Man and the command name, you will find the help of Unix. Can I know the help facility, whether it exists in DOS? Are you able to see the help in DOS, disk operating system? Not sure? I'll tell you how to see the. Once you write, suppose dir /?, if you write this in the command prompt, I'll write dir /?. If you try it on the DOS prompt, I'll show it to you how to use it, cmd. And if I write dir, see, you can see it here. I have written dir /?. You will see the help of display list of files and subdirectories. This is the way to see help of any command. I'll tell you how to see the help of a copy command. I'll write dir /copy. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Copy /?. Okay. See, you can see the help of a copy. So this is the way you see the help in Unix, DOS. I'll tell you how to see that in Unix. Okay, now coming to the next slide. The screen is visible to you, right? Any issues in visibility or audio? Okay, thank you. So similarities between Unix and DOS and Unix and Windows operating system. Both Unix and MS-DOS are command line interface. Command line interface means character user interface, where you can write the characters on the black screen. You will see the output there and then. Unix and MS-DOS both have pipes and input-output redirection concepts. Pipes and input-output redirection means output of one command will become the input for another one. Both OS have a hierarchical directory structure with root directory at the top. As you know, in disk operating system, there is always a slash. Then below that, there is a directory structure. Similarly, in the Unix, it is there. Both have permissions read, write, and execute. You can set the permissions as per your need. Read, write, and execute. Both have wildcard character concept. Wildcard means star, question mark. These type of things are there in the DOS as well as Unix. Similarly, between Unix and MS Windows, Unix and MS Windows both are multitasking operating system. As you know, in Windows you can listen to music and playing with Word and printing out some document. Similarly, in Unix you can also do that. Both provide built-in networking with TCP/IP as a standard protocol. Networking TCP/IP protocol means transfer control protocol, internet protocol. The same kind of protocol is there in the Unix, where data get transferred from one machine to another using this protocol. Okay. Now coming to the next slide. Differences between Unix and MS-DOS. Unix is a GUI. DOS cannot have GUI. Can have GUI means in Linux, Red Hat, in Ubuntu you can see GUI in Unix. AIX do not have. AIX server version has GUI, not the console versions. In MS-DOS you can never have a GUI. In Unix, it is a multi-user, multitasking, multi-process operating system. DOS is a single user. Only one user can work at the same time. Unix uses forward slashes to separate directories. DOS uses backslashes to separate directories. Unix is mainly used in servers. DOS is in embedded system. Unix has a shell script. DOS has batch files. Batch files, you understand in DOS? They are the files which get executed first as soon as you log in to your machine. As soon as you boot up, those files get executed. But in Unix, shell scripts are there. Unix is an OS with concepts like process priorities. You can set the priority of a process, what to execute faster, what to execute in a less faster mode. But in DOS, it is not there. Unix is case sensitive. It is important to understand. You can write down on your paper, it is case sensitive. The commands that you write are all case sensitive. File names are case sensitive. Like for example, edureka.txt is not same as capital edureka, E capital.txt. In DOS, it is the same thing. Okay, so you have a question here. Let me see. What is the best book to learn Unix and Shellscripting? We'll cover that. What is the best book? In the end of the slide, you'll come to know. Any questions up till now? You want to ask anything? Okay, good. You can always ask me questions whenever they are cropping up in your mind. Once the slide is over, I'll ask after every slide, or let's say 2 or 3 slides, because we are moving pretty slow. So I would request you to write down all the queries. I'll give you time to type all of them in one go, and then I will answer it. Because what happens is once you type in, I need to see the question panel, and then I get distracted. So once anything comes in your mind, just write it down on the paper, and in one go you can ask after a few slides. Differences between Unix and Windows. Unix file system is hierarchical model. Like on the top there is a slash, then there is a root, then different directories. In Windows it is a flat model. Windows don't have this kind of a hierarchy. You can have file systems, partitions, which you can create, and they have a flat model. Like on the top there can be hundreds of directories on the top, but in Unix you cannot. You cannot create hundreds of directories on the root so that you can access all of them. Unix is a character user interface, command user interface. It's one of the same thing. Windows is a GUI, graphical user interface. Unix is a multi-user, multitasking operating system. Windows is a single user and a multitasking operating system. I'm not talking about Windows NT. It's simple Windows desktop version I'm talking about, which is a single user and multitasking OS. Unix is a free source. You can modify code of OS as per your business requirement. Windows is a licensed OS. It means you have to buy it on market. It has dumpy terminals without hard disks. Unix, you might have seen railway reservation systems. People are working on the character user interface environment where they are booking up the tickets. They are actually working on the remote terminals. Dumpy terminals means they don't have any disk. They don't have any CPU. They are just connected to the LAN cable to the different servers. But in MS Windows, it does not support dumpy terminals. In Unix, it is case sensitive. Windows are not case sensitive. Unix is not user friendly. Why it is not user friendly? Because it is case sensitive. It is character user interface. Once I'm talking about Unix here, Arka, it simply means that we are working on character user interface. I'm talking about the AIX term. I'm talking on terms of AIX. Okay, don't think about Linux environment. Linux also, it's good to use as a graphical user interface, but if you want to understand Unix, you need to learn the character user interface first in a better manner. So Windows is user friendly, Unix is not. It suggests programming facility, supports programming facility, but Windows do not support programming facility. In Unix you can write scripts, but in Windows you cannot write scripts. It is only one vendor, that is Microsoft. It's written other way around actually. It's wrong here. In Unix, multiple number of vendors are there. In Windows, only one vendor, that is Microsoft. It's other way around actually. It's a typo error. Now coming to the next slide. Number of vendors who are Unix code and flavors. Like you can see, AIX is from IBM, HPUX is from HP, Solaris is from Sun. 264 Unix is from Compaq, Trix is from Silicon Graphics, SCO Unix is from SCO, Xenix is from Microsoft, UTS is from Abdel Corporation, Linux is from Red Hat. So you can see multiple flavors of the Unix operating system here. Okay, so it's your wish what you want to install, but few are the paid ones. You cannot get IBM AIX on your machine easily. You need to purchase that. HPUX is also paid one, Solaris is also paid one, and Xenix is also paid one. Linux is free of cost, Red Hat. So different versions or different flavors of Unix are there in the market. Now what is the architecture of Unix? As I've explained you in the previous slides, there's a hardware like CPU, RAM, mouse, keyboard, monitor. Then there is a kernel. Kernel is actually interacting with the hardware. Above that there is a shell which is having more than hundreds of thousands of commands like sh, more, which, env, cut, vi, shell, ksh, bash. There are different shells in the Unix which actually interacts with the application programs and DBMSs and the mail. So shell is basically an interface between a hardware and the user. If anybody asks how we interact to the hardware, you can always say shell is there to interact. And how to interact with the kernel, with the hardware, you can always say kernel is there to interact with the hardware. Okay. Any queries here? Anything you want to ask? Is terminal in Linux same as character user interface? Yes, of course. You can open the terminal on the Unix and the Linux platform and it will work similar to the character user interface. Exactly same. You can perform all the tasks from that character user interface. Okay, we'll cover the shells, then I'll explain you what is bash, what are different types of shells in the market. You'll come to know. We're coming to that. Okay, any other question? Okay, great. So let's move forward. Unix architecture, hardware and physical part. I've already explained you. Hardware layer of Unix operating system control the use of physical system resources such as memory manager, process manager, disk drives, etc. Hardware consists of all peripherals. So hardware you already know. The things which you can see from your eyes are called hardware. Kernel is a heart of operating system. It acts as the interface between hardware and a shell, which I've explained you. Most of the tasks like memory management, task scheduling, file management, etc. are done by kernel. Okay. So all the low-level methodologies which we need is memory management, task management, file management are done by kernel. Unix external commands are managed by kernel. We'll come to know what are Unix external and internal commands will come in the later slides. So these external commands are managed by the kernel. What all commands we give are managed by kernels. Shell is the interface between user application and the kernel. This layer processes a request. When you type a command at the terminal, shell interprets the command and calls the corresponding program which is required. It is important. Shell interprets the command means it goes line by line what all commands I have given, calls the corresponding program. The program is already stored in the Unix system. It invokes that. Suppose you write a command who, it will tell you the log name. It will invoke the program who, which is stored on the machine. Similarly, if you write some cat command, cat and then the file name, it invokes the cat program to show it on the screen. So we'll cover it once we do the commanding part. So shell interprets the command, means it reads the command, calls the corresponding program which is stored already in the machine. The shell uses standard syntax for all commands. As I've told you, there is a standard syntax. You cannot twig with that. Like if you want to give switches, you need to give some space after the command. You need to use hyphen sign. Okay, there are some standards of Unix syntax of the commands. We'll cover it when we cover the commands. The different shells are available in the Unix flavor: she shell, bourne shell, corn shell, bourne again shell, bash. You ask me what is bash? It's bourne again shell. Different names are given as per the people who have created it. So just to give a brief introduction of what are the shells and what types of shells are there in the market. So you can write down these names separately. I'll tell you the brief idea what is she shell. She shell was actually made by Bill Joy, and it has advantages over the bourne shell. So bourne shell is the most popular shell. You can note down bourne shell is the most popular one, which is always bundled with any of the Unix operating system. Different shells have different facilities. C shell is basically used for the programming purpose. It has got additional tools there. So shell is basically an interface between user and the hardware. So once you log on to the Unix machine, you will see the prompt. Prompt means a $sign or a hash sign. Hash means you are logged in as a root. Dollar means you logged in as a corn shell, KSH. Dash is written in the prompt as a prompt on the bourne shells. Okay. So corn shell is, you can write down the most popular shell is bourne shell, and you can write down corn shell is very powerful, and it's a superset of bourne shell. Okay, corn shell is a very powerful shell, and it's a superset of bourne shell. Now coming to the next part, the etc shells file contain all the list of shells available in the system. Okay, this path is having all the shells which is there in the system. You can check it on the Linux system later on. Now coming to the architecture, this is the architecture of Unix file system. Utility programs and applications given by the user are handled in this layer, user application program. All data in Unix are organized into files, and files organized into directories, which are organized into tree-like structure called a file system. It's important to understand here that there are 4 different blocks in the file system. Okay, file system, you understand? You understand the meaning of file system? File system will tell you overview of this. Once you make any file, or once the operating system loads the file into the machine, it has got some prerequisite requirements, right? What should be the address of the file, how big it can be, where it has to be stored, how it is going to be handled. It is decided by the file system. So the first block of the file system in Unix is the boot block, which contains bootstrap code called restart, shutdown, log off, switch user, etc. Boot block occupies the first sector of Unix file system. Okay. Once the Unix get installed on the machine, the boot block is created first, which has got the Unix internal file systems, which is required for the booting of the machine or switching on the machine or switching off the machine. So all this information are there in the boot block. Now coming to the super block, this block contains administrative information about Unix system. For example, state of file system, free data blocks, number of inodes, number of disk blocks, next available free block, next available index code node. So these type of information are stored in super block. Suppose you have a disk of almost like 20 GB. In 20 GB, how much system space, how much space is left in disk? How many blocks are left? Where to store the data? These kind of information are stored in super block. Inode block, it contains the list of inodes of all the files in the system. Characteristics of the file appointed here. Inode you understand in the bigger manner. You know the addresses. Once the file is created, it get allocated some address where it is stored. So this is the same inode block which contains the information of all the addresses stored in the file system. Data block has the files and administrative data is stored. Data block is basically a raw data where you actually store the data. So this is the basic architecture of Unix file system. Now coming to the Unix command usage. Any problems up till now? Okay, great. If you have any problems, just let me know. Feel free to ask any questions because this is an interactive session wherein you can ask any question which is coming in your mind. Once I'll ask you to ask me anything. So feel free to ask me anything. Okay. Okay. Great. So coming to the next slide. Unix command usage. Command definition. In Unix, a command is a program that you can run. Any command which you write on the Unix platform is basically a set of programs which get executed on the background. It is basically a script or a interpreted file, compiled file, or any code which executes in the background. So command is itself is a file name which get executed. To run a command in Unix, you have to type its name and then press enter key. In Mac and Windows operating system, you point the program which you want to run by clicking it. Okay. Rules for Unix command, this is important. Unix commands are always preceded by the minus sign. Its general format of Unix command is command name and the file name. Two or more options available with the command can usually be combined. Like ls command is there for listing out the files and directories. You can put in like ls minus l minus a, or you can put in as ls minus la. Okay. I'll show you example here. I'll show you how it looks like. See, I have got a terminal in front of you. I'll show you. So this is the online terminal which is there. Okay, I log in with my login name and I use my password. So this is the front screen which you can see. A dollar sign is there, which means the prompt here. And if I write clear command, the first command you can write, I would request you to make a separate notebook there with you. I'll tell you all the commands which are there in the Unix. The first command you can, but that's a homework for you. Once you come for the next session tomorrow, you can create a separate copy or a notebook wherein you write one by one all the commands which I'm explaining to you. Number one, clear. You can write down in your notes copy clear. Clear command clears the screen. It clears the screen. Okay. Now, what we were discussing about the combination of switches. Next command you can write down ls. Ls command is for listing out the files. These are the files which are present in my current directory. So if I write ls minus l, it is going to give me the long listing. We'll cover it tomorrow. What all files are there, or what is the command of various commands. These are the permissions, these are the links. This is the user who created the file with the login name, date and time, and with the file name. Okay. If I write ls minus l minus a, it will give you the hidden file as well. .a means hidden file as well. So I can use as well this thing, ls minus la. The output will be same. So here you can see I have used the command ls minus l minus a. Here I have used ls minus la altogether. So it's one of the same thing. Okay. So that's what we are explaining in the PPT. All Unix command must be entered in small case. That's important part. Unix commands has to be entered in a small case. There is no command which is there in the uppercase. There must be space or tab between command names and option. This is very important. There has to be space. Once you give the command, there has to be space given after every command to give the switches. Okay. If you are making any typing mistake, use the backspace to erase the characters. Okay. Backspace sometimes it do not works on AIX, then you need to press escape key and press X, small x. Small x means character erase. Backspace if not working, then you need to use small x for character erase. Now coming to the next slide. Types of Unix command. There are three types of Unix commands in Unix. Simple command, complex command, and compound command. It's pretty easy to understand. Simple command means you write the command and get the output. Okay. It's a simple command. It can be executed by just giving it name in the command prompt. You just type the name of the command and you get the result, like date command and calendar command. Date and cal. Complex commands, what are those? Command consists of command name with a list of arguments who are combined, meaning with a single command. Like who am I? Who am I is going to give you the output. What is your log name? What is the login name? Okay. So who am I? You can see multiple arguments. Who is one word, am is another, I is another. I'll show you one by one. Compound command. The command consists of single or the complex command separated by comma separator, semicolon separator. Here you can see date is the one command separated by semicolon, then who am I separated by semicolon, and then cal. This is the compound command. I'll show you practically how it looks like. Okay, clear command I'll use to clear the screen. Then I write ls minus l. This is what kind type of command? First of all, I'll use the simple command. Simple command is date. Date, you get the output instantly. Then you write cal. It will give you the calendar for the current month. Okay, these are called simple commands. Now if I write ls minus l, it will give you the output. Okay. Now coming to the complex command, who am I? Now I'll write who am I. Who am I is not going to work here because this is not an AIX system. It is going to give you who am I, sorry. It is going to not going giving the output. Suppose I write who am I altogether. It is going to show you because this is not a Linux, this is not an AIX machine. See, you can write, you can see enjoyable. This is the my login name. So who am I is going to work in UNIK in AIX system separately. This is a complex command. Now compound command, if I merge multiple commands like date, semicolon, cal. First of all, you can see the date listed here and then the output of calendar. I can merge any number of commands like date, comma cal, comma ls. So you can see, first of all, date is displayed, then calendar is displayed, then files are displayed, files and directories are displayed. Okay. Any questions here up till now? Do we need space in between the semicolon? Do we need space between the semicolon? I will show it to you. See, once you give the argument, space is required. Suppose I write ls minus l. It is not right. I need to write ls minus l. Okay. Similarly, if I write date, cal, ls. Working fine because you need to understand one thing. Semicolon is a separator. Okay. And this is an argument. Argument has to have space. Argument is switches. Switches has to have space between the command and the switch. But separator should not or cannot have space. Like piping. If I want to move the output of one command into the another, I don't have to give space. It understands it. So this is a separator. Right? Semicolon is a separator. So I don't need space into it. Even if you're giving it, it's fine. Similar with the pipes. Similar with the redirection symbol. Redirection symbol means greater than sign, less than sign, double greater than, double lesser than. You don't need space. Okay? Because they are separators. Am I clear? Okay, great. Coming to the next slide. So there are three types of command we have worked on. Simple command, complex command, and the compound command. Now coming to the next slide. What is the difference between internal and external command? This is important to understand. Internal commands are executed by the shell. External commands are executed by the kernel. These commands do not have separate process ID running for each. External commands have a separate process IDs running for each. Internal commands are shell built-in commands, like which are provided by the shell. External commands are stored as a separate binaries. Binaries means executables. All internal commands display shell bulletin message when checked, like ls type, pwd, cd, echo. External commands display some path where it is stored. I'll tell you in a broader terms what are external, what are internal commands. External commands are basically the utilities or the software, or in layman terms, a code which is installed on the Unix separately, which are not the part of Unix operating system. Like cat is one program which has got one file. You can see that file. MV is a separate file which you can see it. But internal commands are the commands which are core to the Unix. You cannot see the file directly. You cannot see that. But cat and MV you can see. I'll show it on the Unix screen. When using the cd command, no process is created. This is important thing. Internal command, no processes are created. The current directly simply gets changed by executing it. There is no separate processes get invoked when internal command is invoked. But external command, when you execute the cat command, it usually at user bin and executable user bin cat get executed. Internal commands are faster because it's a part of shell. External commands are a bit slower. I'll tell you by example. ls type pwd cd echo. These 3, 4, 5 commands I'll show you, and then I'll show you cat and mv. Okay. I'll just first clear the screen. If I write ls is type 2, I'll show you here the output, because that is not an AIX machine, so that's the reason it is not giving the right thing. Like here you can see, if you write type cd, type echo, type pwd, it is going to give you the output. CD is a shell bulletin, echo is a shell bulletin, type is a shell bulletin, pwd is a shell bulletin. But if you write type if config cat more ps vi less, they are called, it is external commands which are stored in the machine separately. I think some of them are going to work here. Let me try a few of them. Okay, it's working. Type cd is a shell bulletin like you have seen just now. If I write type is going to tell you what type of file it is. Type is a command. pwd, it's also a shell bulletin. If I write type echo, it is also a shell bulletin. Okay. Now if I write type cat, you can see the path. Cat is bin cat. Means this file is stored here at the binary. Type is cat is a command which is stored out here, which is actually a script which actually get executed. External commands means script which get executed separately and processes get invoked. If I write type move is bin move. Okay. Any questions up till now here? What is the difference between internal and external commands? Yeah, please go ahead, ask me. Why type is showing different things? Why type is showing different things? I am not getting your question. Can you be a bit elaborative? I am not getting your question. Why type is showing different things, ls? Why type ls command showing different things? Okay. See, reason being here, it's not an AX system. Okay, you can type it in your Linux. It will going to give you the correct output. ls is alias to ls minus color equal to auto. Alias are basically the alias. You understand alias? Alias are basically the nicknames. Suppose my name is Abhay. At home, somebody calls me Abhi. I have two names. So ls is being aliased to this. You can see in the codes ls minus color equal to auto. So it has been already aliased by somebody. That's the reason it is giving you the different output. In the shell bulletin, it has been changed. So it's a different platform of Unix. That's the reason it is showing you the output like this. Otherwise, it could have sent ls is a shell bulletin. So any administrator can modify the shell bulletin as well, how the shell is going to behave. Color equal to auto means whatever the color of the screen it is going to take it as an auto mode, a black mode. So that's basically administrative command. Ls minus minus color equal to auto. If you man ls, if you type man ls, you will see the different options that you can use with ls. Okay. If I write man ls, you will see, sorry, you will see different output. See, you can see minus a, minus capital A, minus b, minus c, minus color. See, this is the option with ls, minus minus color. Here color the output. When defaults always can be never or auto. So these are different switches which are there with the ls. With a man you can play around with the ls. So somebody has created, administrator has created the alias for the ls, and that is the reason it is giving you different output. So you can see thousands of hundreds, sorry, not thousands, 50s or 60s switches are there for the single ls command. Okay. So this is the help. Okay. So let me connect again. Okay, coming back to the slide. What is the directory structure? Linux and Unix has a hierarchical file system like a tree. All directories have upstream directories called parent or directories, or downstream directories are called child subdirectories. So on the top there is a parent directory, below that there are child directories. Starting with a root, other directories spread from here. When log into the Unix system, default it prompts to the home directory, and the directory where you are currently present is called current directory. Okay. Once you log into the machine, like for example, here I'll show you the terminal. Once you log into the machine, just now I've logged in. If you write pwd, you can write down pwd, another command thereof. Pwd is a home enjoy abhay. That is my home directory. Okay, present working directory. So you, in order to see the, and this is the present working directory, is going to give you the directory where you are actually landing up. Once you log in, you always land up in your home directory. Okay, that's what it is saying. Home directory. Current directory is, suppose I create any directory by using mkdir command. Mkdir test, if I create, it's already exists. So I need to create another mkdir test1. Okay, and if I write cd test1, it goes into that directory. And if I write pwd here, it is going to show me home enjoy abhay test1. So this is the present working directory. Home directory is a directory where you always land up after logging, and pwd is going to give you the different directories wherever you are moving ahead. Okay, so this is the important thing. Every file and directory is uniquely identified by its name, directory in which it is present, a unique identifier called inode. So every directory that you create or a file that you create is allocated with some or the other inode number. Okay, we can keep the same type of information under directories for easily locating files. So that you already know, you create directories because of the data management. You want all the similar files to be together. Now this is the structure on the slash. There are different directories: bin, sbin, etc, dev, proc, var, temp, user, home, boot, lib. So you need to understand what are there in these directories. As the few of the names are very what you call as self-implicable, that bin means binaries are stored here, sbin is some binaries of executables are stored here, of system binaries are there, etc some development files are there in dev, in proc, in var, temp. We'll cover it one by one, what all there are there in these directories. We'll see it also in the Unix platform. Root, everything, every file and directory originated from the root directory. Only root user has a right privilege to this directory. Root user means super user. Administrator has a right to work on this directory. Slash root, this is the home directory for the root user. Root user means administrator. Like once I logged in with our Enjoy Abhay login name, I'll end up with where? Home Enjoy Abhay. Similarly, when the administrator logs in, he lands up here, slash root. Slash bin, this user binaries, contains binary executable files like ps, ls, ping, grep, cp. I'll show you slash bin on the Unix terminal. If I write ls minus ls slash bin, it will list all the files which are there in the bin folder. You can see cp, cpio, cut, dash, date, dd, grep, gawk. Okay, these are all binaries which are stored in as bin, bin. Similarly, if I write as bin system binaries, you can write clear screen the first and then ls slash as bin. See, you can see permission denied on the top. The screen got scrolled. Now these are all system binaries. System binaries means system. All these binaries are actually interacting with the hardware, which are the file system is a part of operating system. So these are called system binaries. These are part of operating system files which are actually interacting with the hardware. Okay. Now coming to dev, device files, input device files like terminals, USBs, attached devices like TTY, TT1, TTY2. If I write clear and then write ls slash dev, it is going to give you the files of terminals which are getting connected. So here you can see n number of terminals are getting connected. Terminal 0 se leke terminal 6. There's so many terminals get connected over here. Okay. RAM 1, RAM 2, RAM 3, RAM loop 0. There are different names of the terminals which are getting connected here. They are devices. Now coming to the next one, proc contains information about system running processes. For example, proc PID directory include information that processes that particular PID. So all the processes which are running in the system are stored here, are displayed here. ls slash proc. The permission is denied by the administrator of few of them. These are visible to us. These are different processes made by the administrator, or some are the system files. Just to have an idea of what exactly it contains, I'm showing it to you. They are not of much use to you right now because you are not going to be administrator of Unix right now. You are taking the basic shell scripting training. Just for the information sake, I'm telling you all these things. Okay. Similarly, var variable files in this directory contains files that are expected to grow or kept. For example, log files, database files. So whenever you are doing shell scripting, it has got a large space. Where file system is already having very large space where you can put in your log files. Whatever log files you want to create, you can put it there. Slash temp, this directory contains temporary files created by the user. Files under this directory are deleted once system is rebooted. Okay. Slash user, that is a user programs get stored there. Slash home, that is a home directory I've shown you. Slash home slash enjoy abhay. Boot, slash boot contains the bootloader files during boot up process. These are the files which are required for boot up of the system. Slash lib contains libraries. Slash bin support the local binaries located under bin and sbin. Okay, so one by one offline, what we'll do is once you work on Unix, type out ls and slash where ls slash temps ls slash user. You will come to know the contents of those directories. So just for the knowledge sake, you can gather that. So coming to the next slide, any questions up till here now? You want to ask anything? Similarly, optional applications, OPT contains other applications from individual vendors like Java or Oracle. If the third-party application is installed in your machine, it has got this file system. Java or Oracle, these packages are stored in opt. MNT, Temporarily mount directory where sadmin can mount file system. S mount is a /mnt is important part because once you attach any separate hard disk, you can access it from this point. Once you put in the pen drive, you can check it the contents from /mnt. Once in Unix operating system, whenever you attach some external device, storage device or any device, it get mounted first. Mounted means it get attached to the file system. So from there you can see that. /media is a media removable devices like CD-ROM, floppy, CD recorder. /mnt is basically for the disk. /media is for the removable devices. /src service data. Directory keeps server related services data. Services data means let's say server is attached to different terminals on the LAN. The LAN port data is stored over here. On what port the system is connected. /lost plus found recover utility. This directory is used for recovering files which may be corrupt or due to unexpected shutdown. Okay, suppose the system gets illegally shut down, log plus found will have the copy of that. /etc, it contains configuration files required by the programs, shell scripts of startup and shutdown. So configuration files which are required for the startup of the machine and shutdown of the machine will be stored here. /kernel, it contains kernel files. Kernels are the kernel files are the programs which are actually directly interacting with the hardware. /sys, the virtual file system. Linux distribution include the virtual file system which stores and allows modification of devices connected to the system. Virtual file system are the file system which are not the part of your system, but it shows the bigger space. Okay. Bigger space means like the disk is organized in such a manner that let's say you have a disk of 20 GB. You create the logical partitions and you can see the size of different partitions in different manner. So suppose there are 20 users working on the server. Every user will come to know, okay, I got the 20 GB space, but actually they are not getting. They are looking at the space of a server, that is a virtual space, but administrator has set the space limited to them. So that is called virtual file system. Okay. Important files and the location. /dev null, this is a pseudo device which doesn't exist. Error or garbage output is redirected here and gets lost forever. So null file is important where whenever you do the scripting part, all the data which is void, which is there on the screen, you can direct to dev null. This is pseudo device which doesn't exist. Doesn't exist means this is a file which is only for the redirection purpose. Which do not exist means it is not stored on the machine. Next time you boot in, it will get lost. So any error or garbage output you put in there, it acts as a what you call as it acts as such a garbage that next time you put in, you switch on the machine or log in again even, it gets empty. So it is for the garbage management. Cron tab is for pre-scheduled time interval. As I told you, you need to schedule some job for future purpose. You need to use the cron tab command. Host information of the IP address corresponding to host names. Proc CPU info keeps the CPU information. Mem info stores the memory usage information. Let me try out few commands. Let me try proc CPU info. File is there, so I can check the contents using cat command, cat. So you can see here, it has got the processor information, CPU information. CPU family is 6, model is 3, model name is Pentium 2, CPU megahertz, some system information. I'm not very sure of all this information. Few of them are not sure. Like this F00F bug is no. So this information is there in that file CPU info. Similarly, I'll try another command. If I write proc mem info stores memory information. Cat proc mem info. See, so many information is there. High free, low total, low free, swap total, swap free. Right now swapping space is of this much bytes, kilobytes, swap free is this, that is this. Some high level information which is of no use right now to you because this is for administrative level. Now last log modules, similarly, you can see here, proc modules keep the kernel module currently using. Last log here, log of last boot process is stored. Messages stores the log of messages produced by syslog daemon at boot. What happens at the booting time? There is a syslog file created. In this syslog, all the information of system processes going on gets stored here. So this log message can be seen. Suppose the system get illegally crashed. You can go to this and see what all messages are there. Let me try whether this file is there or not. Where log messages. Its permission is denied by the administrator. I don't want me to see the log messages of the server. But in your machine, you can see that. Okay, version gives the information of Unix or Linux version. No such file. So version file is not there. It's a different flavor. So it might be it has removed it. So it's not there. Okay. So these commands are basically specific to AIX platform. If you can check on AIX, you will work. You'll see all of them is going to work. Okay. Now let's have quiz. Do you have any questions up till now? Okay. All good. Now coming to the questions part. Hello there, my name is Yanni. I love quizzes, puzzles, and I'm here to make you guys think and answer my questions. From where you can verify and confirm that shells supported to your Unix or Linux system. Can you answer that? From where you can verify and confirm that shells supported to your Linux or Unix system. Not sure? Okay. Question is asking what all shells are supported by the Unix system. How can you check that? Answer is etc shells. In the etc directory, you have a list of shells which are there in your machine. I'll show it to you. If I write ls /etc, first of all, I'll show you the content of etc. Sorry. There's so many files here, okay? If I write ls -l/etc/shells, okay, this file is there, okay? I need to cat that. cat/etc/shells. See, these are the 4 shells which are present here in this Unix server. /bin/sh dash no login dash. They are different shells. These are the 4 shells which are present there, which I can use it for my programming. Like you asked me C shell, there were different shells also. Corn shell is not here. It's a shell, bash shell, login shell, no login, and dash shell. So these are the 4 shells which is present there. Okay. Now coming to the next question. What is the difference between slash and /root? /root is home directory of root. Great. And what is slash? What is slash? Sorry, okay. See, whenever you log into the Unix, root administrator gets land up where? /root. Slash is the topmost root of the tree. That is it starts from here slash. It's like a seed from where roots come out and then branches and then leaves. So slash is the starting point. Okay. As you can see, /root is a home directory for the root user, whereas slash is the origin of Unix directory structure. Okay. From here, origin of the Unix directory structure starts from here. Slash is root. No, slash is not root. What you explained is right. /root is a home directory for root, but slash is the origin of the directories. Okay. Coming to the next slide. What is inode? I explained you up to some extent what is inode. Identifier. Can you be a bit elaborative? What is inode? A bit elaborative. Unique ID for the file system. Bit more elaborative. Okay, fine, no issues. See, what is inode? Inode has got different information about the file, right? At what time owner has created the file, who is a group of the file, okay? What are the permissions of the file? What are the date and time last accessed? What is the number of links to the file? Size of the file? Address blocks of the file. So any information about the file once created on the machine is stored in a inode table, okay? In the layman terms. Inode table is a table which contains every information about that file, the size of the file, the location, the address, okay, permissions, access time, modification time, owner, size, everything. So inode table is a table which contains all the information about the file. It's kind of a small database which contains everything about that file, okay? So inode is, index node is shortly called as inode. In a Unix, Linux, inode is an index used to represent a file system object with all characteristic. Each inode stores the attributes and disk locations of the file object data. Metadata, no. Metadata is data about data, okay? It's not about metadata. It's about a simple flat file. Inode system is a simple flat system having all the information in one go. In logical terms, you can say metadata with different terminology, but not exactly in Unix. Metadata is different in Unix. It's not like what you are telling me. So inode is basically a small information about all the files which are stored in the file system. It has got a complete database having all the different locations, sizes, ownerships, permissions, access time, modification time, listing, everything. What all information can exist about file is stored in the inode table. Okay. Now, what are the advantages and of Unix operating system? We have already covered. Unix is a multitasking operating system. That is, multiple tasks can execute at the same time. Access controls and security. All users are authenticated by valid account and the password. You need to log in with your login name and the password. Then only you can control. Powerful unified file system. Why it is powerful? Because data, programs, physical drives, everything is secured or encrypted. Entire file system looks as a single tree or a nested directories. Okay. Unified file system means there is a slash on the top and below that all the branches go. Virtual memory. Unix provides with a highly efficient level. In case of virtual memory, it allows to utilize several programs at the same time using one minimal level of physical memory. It means even if RAM is very small, RAM size is small, you can execute multiple programs at the same time. Okay. Virtual memory means although the memory is 10 MB, but for all programs it looks like it's 100 MB. Okay. Memory here means RAM. Virtual memory means virtual RAM. RAM size, although it's less, but you can execute multiple programs, thinking as if RAM is very big. What are the drawbacks? Disadvantage? One, you already know, it's not user friendly. Another, you already know, case sensitive. Third one is shell interface, command line interface designed for programmer, not for casual user. Right? Nowadays graphical user interface is available, but traditionally Unix interface is commonly command line only. One reason why people take trainings on Unix is one of the reason is that it's a command line interface, finding difficulty in using it. Okay, but believe me, Arka, if you learn Unix by heart, but with complete dedication, it's one of the best operating system you can understand. It's better than Windows, I can suggest. Reason being, it is very powerful in terms of handling data, in terms of handling your system. Okay. Now to how to connect Unix through PuTTY, you need to download PuTTY from the website, double click the icon on the program, execute file, and nothing needs to be installed. Okay, it's basically a terminal for the remote session handling. You already have the PuTTY, right? Okay, so you already worked on putty, so you have a pretty fair idea of it. Okay, coming to the next slide. This is how putty configuration has to be set up. You need to click on session. In the host name, enter the type the IP address here. Like I'll show you with a highlighter. You need to write the IP address here. Select the SSH or telnet. Telnet means remote login. That is secure shell. SSH is secure shell. Remote login means you are remotely logging into the machine. Then you can save the session and double click it every time and load it. Okay. I used to connect always through putty. Yeah, that's one way. That is one of the software for connecting to the server on the Unix terminal, because you might be working on Windows machine and you have putty wherein you can connect to the Unix server. It's one of the application softwares on the Windows machine wherein you can connect to the server of Unix. Yep. Now click open button, and then first time server is accessed, below the type of security alert you get. Now type the login name, type the password, and hit the enter key. Now you come to the hash. Here you can see hash. Reason being you are administrator here. Generally it is dollar in your case. Okay, now this is important thing. You need to list down few internal external commands as more as you can by checking the command prompt. Okay, so this is the homework to you. Tomorrow I want to listen almost 10 internal and 10 external commands. You can type in with a type command, type ls, type cd, type pwd, type cat, and find out what are external commands, what are internal commands. Okay, this thing you have to do. Now refresh, pre-work for the next module. Next module, what we are going to cover, you need to understand what is Ubuntu, brief idea, special commands in Ubuntu like apt-get, apt-cache, etc. You need to search on net and find it out what they are. By the next module, you will be able to understand Ubuntu special features, basic commands of Ubuntu like sleep, password, date, cal, etc. Login related commands, terminal related commands, online manual, displaying message, disk related commands, command for Unix operating system detail, control terminal color and cursor. So tomorrow we are going to cover these type of things, basic UNIK commands, how it actually works, along with some Ubuntu basics. Ubuntu basics is required because for the graphical user interface you might have some experience. You want to gain experience, for that it is there. Any questions regarding this training program? Anything you want to ask? Few things you can chalk down from my end. You have a paper pen there with you, right? Okay. First thing, make sure you write down point by point. I'll tell you. First thing, make sure that you have a voice-based connectivity tomorrow. Talk to the support team after this session. It's 24/7 available. So talk to the support team, find out what is the reason of not connecting by voice. Okay, that is the first thing. Second thing, you need to write down external and the internal commands, difference between them, and list down 10 at least of internal and 10 at least of external commands. Okay. Third thing, you need to understand Ubuntu. Ubuntu, why I'm saying Ubuntu only? Why not Red Hat Linux? Because Ubuntu is one of the basic graphical user interface. What all commands are working on Ubuntu is going to work on Red Hat or other platforms. Okay. Some basics of Ubuntu, who made it, why it was made, what are the facilities, this and that. Okay. Another point, make a separate notebook. It's for your help only. Make a separate notebook where you can list down all the commands which I am trying right now in the session. Like ls we have tried, type we have tried, cat we have tried, date we have tried. Okay, don't miss those commands because they are on the regular basis you are going to use it. And once you list down all the names one by one, make it an index. Index means page number 1 ls, page number 2 cat, page number 3 type, page number 4 echo. So that any command which is going to be used, you can search the index and go to that page and search all the switches. Okay. So this is the pre-work which I am looking for you for tomorrow, and then we can move ahead with the next session. First of all, I'll ask the questions tomorrow what you have done. I'm expecting a good answer from you tomorrow. Arka, do you have any questions for me from this session? Anything you want to ask for the module 1? Okay, why we use Unix instead of Windows? In short, I can answer Unix is more robust system as compared to Windows. Unix system, second, Unix are not prone to viruses. In Unix system, viruses never infect, because in Unix every file is stored in an inode table with some permissions. External files cannot be stored. So even if the virus is going to attack, they do not get the space on the disk or RAM. Thirdly, Unix is more handy in terms of file handling and data management as compared to Windows. It's more secure. Files get encrypted automatically. Scheduling facilities are better. It is a multi-user operating system with a cheaper cost. Cost is very important factor. Windows machine, if you go and get the license, you might need to pay at least 3,000 to 4,000 bucks in India. But Unix, you can get it free of cost. If you talk about the server management, Unix can control terabytes of data easily, but Windows cannot. Windows, even if you put in a 1 TB disk on your laptop on Windows machine, system get hanged easily. It's performing in a haywire. But Unix, terabytes of data can be handled easily because of the inode table or the file system, robust file system. So there are multiple reasons why Unix is so popular, and mostly corporates are using it because one of the simple reason is the data management is very easy in Unix. The file size, the file storage area can be easily managed. And another thing is security. Corporates are using it for the security reason. Viruses never get infected, unknown users cannot log in, no other user can check in into it, administrator have a rights to use it for the security reason. Did you ever heard like Unix system was hacked by some user? In Windows, you might have heard, okay, somebody hacked it, somebody stole the data from the system, some internet application got what you call as hacked by some user, and some Gmail account was hacked. But in Unix, did you ever hear about these things? No. That is the reason we use Unix. Okay, what is the next question? What is the best book to learn Unix in Shellscript? You can write down the name as a beginner. Sumitaba Das. Sumitaba Das. I'll type it here. Sumitaba or Sumita Das. Sumita Das, I think. Okay, Sunita Das. Another is Yashwant. Okay. You can easily get it in market. Yashwant Karnataka is pretty easily available to you. Sumita Das is also. You can go to the market and ask for any shell scripting basic introductory book. You will get few of them. These are the two names which are good one. Okay, what else you want to ask? What will be more advanced? Advanced means you are looking for more advanced on, okay, more advanced book. Let me type you. Just a sec. Sumita Das, this is one of the advanced shell programming, or by Tom Dickens. But you will not find it here. Sumita Das is a good one for the advanced shell scripting. You can search it on net. download it from there. It might be easily available to you. Okay, what else? Anything coming in your mind which is not clear for the session? All good as of now. Okay, great. So a lot of work is required from you, Arka, because you are new to Unix. So I would request you to don't go for the book as such in the beginning sessions, not only beginning sessions for the training program. You consult this PPT, listen to my audio visuals again, list down all the questions, support team is there to help you out. But believe me, once you go on with the forward with this training program, you will find a lot of new things coming up into your mind, a lot of new experiences you are going to gain. So be there with me and list down whatever I have taught you. Focus on that. Like today, I have talked about internal commands, external commands. What is the file structure of Unix system? What are different directories? Just try it out on your machine. Okay. Do you have a Unix machine there with you, right? You have a Linux machine, right? Yeah, Ubuntu is there. Okay, great. So you can test all the commands there. Whatever I have told you, just focus on that and go step by step and do complete research work on whatever I have told you. Like what is operating system? What are the basic commands? External, internal. What is the Unix file system architecture? Focus on these issues, these topics. Whatever is there in module 1, focus on those topics only and then create your notes and then move forward. Don't run for the next module in one go. And another thing is, once you go to the online course, I'll show it to you. Once you go to the online course, you'll find a quiz and the assignment. You need to complete that. Okay. Let me finish it off. Your survey is important to us. Be it a compliment, a suggestion, or a complaint, it helps us to make a course better. So I would request you to spare a few seconds to take the survey after this webinar. How did you feel that? What all compliments or suggestions or complaints you want to give, you can always give there. Okay, so thank you for this session. Let me show you one thing before I close that. Here in the support, you understand the support where you need to click and you can type your questions and queries here. I'll be able to answer you in that case. And later on, once you understand the PPT, you can view it from here. You need to give the quiz, model 1 quiz. You need to answer that. Okay. And score should be really good. I want you, first of all, do the handy preparation, good preparation about the presentation, and then take the quiz. Don't try to reattempt the test because already questions you already know. So better you complete the presentation thoroughly, learn it from the net, and then take the quiz and do the module 1 assignment. Don't see the assignment solution and then do the pre-work for the module 2. Spend some 2-3 hours. It will be easy for you to understand things and work hard for the next session also so that you will have queries there with you. Okay. Anything you want to ask or share? Great. Good. Thank you. Thanks. It's a compliment for me. Thanks a lot. I am just quitting the session and have a good night. Take a good sleep. Bye bye.